by Valerie Bertinelli. And there is Robin Williams. I don't know what he's feeling so good about at this stage of the game because his team will not be in the obstacle course finals. Remember, Wendy Rastatter had the best women's time, 24.18 seconds. Valerie Bertinelli second, 26.39. So they were the determinants, and they go against each other in just a couple of seconds in the women's finals. And there's Wendy Rastatter right now in the near lane. Valerie Bertinelli in the far lane. That's a good shot of Wendy. In the men's division will be Bill Devane against Timmy Reid, but that's coming up in just a few moments. Right now, the two girls. Valerie determined to upset Wendy, who had beaten her in the heat. We're ready for the gun and gift, the call of the race, if you will.
Tension written all over their faces. Now they go under the first obstacle, and Valerie comes out with just a little edge. And here, oh, Wendy had trouble that first tire. All right, she's going to have to go all the way back.
Now, on the bars. Valerie's having trouble on the bars, and Wendy's closing the gap. See what I mean? However, she's still got a way to go. Valerie over the wall, and in good shape. If she can conquer the water pit, which she does. Valerie Bertinelli is upsetting Wendy Rastatter. Valerie Bertinelli gives CBS a chance to win its first event in the competition. Let's talk to her.
Great job. Great job, Valerie, really. Patty, are you all right?
Oh, she did it, she did. Did you see her? Did you see her?
LeVar, you quickly flung your arms around Valerie as if you had done something noteworthy.
Well, I was kind of the coach of the obstacle course for our team. And
McLean relinquished his role as leader.
Well,
he's
only
still the
because
leader.
I'd run the course before, but Val, she really came through for us.
She really did. And now CBS has a real chance to win in the obstacle course event.
Absolutely.
With the men's final coming up. Yes.
Sensational. You're not honey, she's honey.
All right. She is honey. She's honey for CBS as the defeated NBC team, in terms of the women's division at least, goes off stage. And McLean Stevenson hugging his victorious young lady, Valerie Bertinelli. She really did come back. As for McLean, the team leader, one of the most diversified performers in all of show business. He can act. He's got comedy in him, everything. He'll tell you how it all came about.
I started out in the field of athletics. I was assistant director of athletics at Northwestern. I came to work there when Stu Holcomb came in, and Eric Parseghian was our football coach, and Bill Rohr came in from Miami of Ohio. In fact, the entire staff from Miami of Ohio came to Northwestern. And we had a lot of laughs, and in 3 years won a few games. And out of the schools in the Big Ten, Northwestern, I think, can pride itself on having the highest rate of mononucleosis of any other school probably in the country. But it was through this, in traveling around, that I began to come in contact with other Northwestern alumni who were making a living doing this. People like Paul Lynn and Pat Neal and Charlton Heston and Warren Beatty and people like that. And so I just decided, what the heck, I'm going to take the lampshade off my head and stop making a fool of myself at parties and see if I can't make a living doing this. So I went to New York, and that's how I started, 1960.
So you went to New York and started in this business. How'd you start? How'd the first shot come about?
This is a story I've never told, and it's true. I was in New York literally 2.5 hours trying to find a place to park. I had driven there from Chicago. I had a little Volkswagen, and I could not find a place to park on 56th Street, and I was going to stay at a place. I was in a fraternity, and the fraternity at the time had a hotel facility there at 56th Street right next to the Carnegie Garage. So I finally pulled into the Carnegie Garage, and the guy told me that I could park my car there for, I think it was at that time, $14 a day, and I had about $150 in my pants. So I said, "What'll you give me for the car? I don't think I'm going to need one here in New York." And he said, "Well, $500. So I literally sold it to the guy that owned the garage. Now, standing there was a gentleman by the name of Irving Haber. And Irving owned a place called the Upstairs at the Downstairs. And I was having a lot of laughs with the guy that I sold the car to. And he came over to me, Irving, and said, "Make sure the guy gives you a certified check." So while the man was going up to the Chase Manhattan Bank on the corner to get a certified check for my car, I got to talking to Irving, and that night I went into the show in the downstairs room as a replacement, holding the book, reading the lines, and that was my first job. I was actually never out of work.
And he'll never be out of work again, not with his kind of talent, not with a performer like Valerie Bertinelli either, as we get ready for the finals in the men's division. And this should be a great one. Bill Devane against Timmy Reid. Remember, Timmy had the better time in the heat, but we saw Valerie upset Wendy Rastatter, who had the better time in the women's heat, so maybe Devane can do the job here, Gift.
Well, Tim was sensational in the qualifying heat, and of course it was against Bill Devane, but the thing that got me, he is really a gifted athlete, Howard. He could maybe go to the real superstars, the way he goes through this obstacle course. Great coordination, great rhythm, great time. And underneath the first obstacle, and look at Tim Reid. And now look through the tires. Oh, boy. Oh, through the monkey bars, and he has a commanding lead over Bill Devane. Now over the wall. Now headed for the water hazard. If he doesn't make a mistake, it's going to be an easy victory for Tim Reid, and it's going to be an overall victory for CBS, Howard.
Right. They've won their first event. Let's talk to Timmy.
Hey, Tim. Hey, whoa. The whole CBS team gathered around Tim Reid. If there are no penalties, clearly, CBS has won the obstacle course competition. Great job, Timmy.
Thank you very much. Oh.
I was only 1 point on the overhead bars where I thought maybe you might have suffered a penalty.
Well, I kind of slipped, when I grabbed hold of it, hit a good grip, but I slipped.
No penalty. Congratulations. McLean, your leadership is now proven.
I told you, Howard, I told you.
Well, the NBC team takes it hard. They thought they were going to win that event, but certainly CBS, triumphant in its first event in the competition, and earned it too. Look at that Timmy Reid on the monkey bars. Have to touch the first and the last one. You don't have to touch all of them, and Timmy Reid proved it. So CBS first, NBC second, ABC third in the obstacle course event. And for the up-to-the-minute standings, there they are. NBC leads the other two teams by 75 points. It's a good competition.
Wonder Woman, starring Linda Carter, and Incredible Hulk, starring Bill Bixby, will return at their regular times next Friday evening on most of these stations.
Hey, CBS, what's coming on?
Monday, grease your wheels, get out your teasing comb, and get ready to rock around the clock with Bobby Vinton's Rock and Rollers. Starring Penny Marshall, Eric Estrada, Stockard Channing, Eve Arden, Gail Gordon, and Fabian. From the creators of Donnie and Marie, it's fun, it's music, it's fantastic, like Grease on Wheels. Don't miss the Rock and Rollers, Monday evening at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
You're on.